First, welcome to my YouTube channel, that is NCRT Mitra. In previous video, we already started a new chapter, that is the weathering denudation. In this video, we are going to discuss about the work of the river. In previous video, in the introductory part, we already discussed about the works of the river. That video will already discuss the corrosion, hydraulic solutions. Okay, all these things we already discussed. Perhaps you can see in my background one of the river sources. All this, then the suspension, then come to the traction, then come to the solution, saltation. All these things we discuss, and we also discuss about the three stages of the rivers. That is the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, young stage, mature stage, and the old stage. We already discussed. In this video, we are going to discuss about the different type of the landform, that is you can see the formed by the river, that is formed by the river in the upper stage or the young stage or the upper course. Okay, so first say perhaps you can see that the river in this, when river follow in the mountain area, it form the v-shaped valley that you can say the v-shaped valley are found in the upper course of the river, where the water falls quickly or flows quickly through the narrow channel with a steep gradient. Okay, so these are the definition. Perhaps you know that is the v-shaped valleys definitions. Okay, so this thing we have to understand. Here we can see how are the v-shaped valleys are formed. Okay, water. So perhaps you can see one river is following in this one, and after that that area become larger, and after that the side erosion and the lower erosion that become the v-shaped valley. Okay, in this diagram perhaps you can see the increase the load in the river, increase is the erosive material. Okay, and the steep sides narrow valleys is formed. Vertical, you can see the erosion is started by the down cutting of the river is started, and gravity pushes the weather material into the river somehow, and it is formed as the water, that is the v-shaped valley. Okay, so this is all about the v-shaped valley. This is the first features of the river. Okay, second features perhaps you can say that is the gorge. Okay, gorge, you can say the when a river flows through a region of the hard rock, so there may be the hard rock, and it forms a deep narrow valley, and if the bedrock is hard and resistance and rapid, and the vigorous down cutting maybe occurs. Okay, and cause the I-shaped valley, and this I-shaped valley perhaps you know that is the gorge. Okay, I-shaped valley means the down cutting is very much higher. Okay, in that case the down cut, perhaps you can see in my background I have I tried to show some of the diagram by which we can see the I-shaped valley. Okay, I-shaped valley, that is known as the G. Okay, so where we can found this type of, you can see the found in the Kali Gandak gorge in Himalaya, Kali Gandak river. So there you can find the gorge. Okay, so this thing we have to understand. Second thing is the canyon. Okay, canyon, when a gorge is very long and steep with almost the vertical sides, so almost it is the most of these vertical sides, and flat bottomed with river valleys, and it is called the canyon, the Great Canyon of Colorado. Perhaps you know, on the basis of this, there's some of the diagram perhaps you can see in my background. So that's you can see the Great Canyon of Colorado, that is the one of the canyon. Okay, so this is the example of the canyon. The next feature, which is also found in the first stage of the river or the young stage, that is the formation of the waterfall. Okay, formation of the waterfall, perhaps you can see that is the hard rock, you can see the harder resistance. So this, if there is a sedimentary rocks, one layer is the very hard rock and lower layer is the weak rock. So what happens, slowly this river water fall down in that area, and that time the you can say we can found this type of, you can say the rivers or the water down from the up to down. This formation or this type of physical features is known as the waterfall. Okay, perhaps you can see in my background hard rock toppers there, in the hard rock is there, then the soft rock undercutting, soft rock goes undercutting, but this remains in that area. Okay, so these are the falling of the water from the upslope of the slope, higher slope of the mountain, from the hard rock, that is known as the, or you can say the waterfall. Okay, waterfall, it is a waterfall mostly found in the descent suddenly of water level. So these are the soft rocks cut down, it is generally formed is the edge of the hard rock, where the lying the soft rocks, and it is the soft and eroded more than the hard rock, and as a result what happened, this become a, you can say the one of the landscape, that is known as the waterfall. Okay, waterfall retreats, sometimes the waterfall soft rock and hard rock, perhaps you can see in my background I have so this is the waterfall formation. Second thing, that is the next thing is the rapids. What is the rapids? If the formation of the area or the geological structure is a vertically some hard rock and the soft rock, you can see the vertically they are located. So what happened actually this time, the soft rock become very, you can say the very uh, you can say that very erosive in that nature, erosive in nature. So what happened, waterfalls, you can see the water that can comes one area to another area. Okay, so this is called the water, yes, the rapids. Okay, rapids are stages of the fast flowing water that is tumbling over the rocky shallow river bed. So, and they are caused by the different resistance among the various rock, and that leads to the sudden drops and the rises to the bed. So this is the mention turn into the instabilities of the rocks reverse current. So they are formed when the water goes the rocks and resistance water erosive, and the soft rock became more erosive in that nature and easier to erosive, and that time the debris of that area breaks up and falls in the river. So this is known as the rapids. Okay, so perhaps you can see the resistant rock and the less resistant rock. Okay, resistant rock and resistant rock become the form the rapids. Okay, perhaps you can stairs like, okay, water fall from the mountain of area, that is a stairs. Okay, so this is called the what, this is known as the rapids. Okay, then come to the another thing, that is the you can say that the cascade. Okay, when a number of rapids, you can say the in a series form the cascade. So this is the number of rapids, rapid number 1, perhaps you can see hard rock, rapid number 2 hard rock, rapid number 3. So number of rapids when together form a cascade. Okay, cascade is the main thing. So rocks eroded in the slower rates, perhaps you can see in my background I have given the faster erosive rates and stiffen the gradient, and this speed up flow with the water and increases the turbulence and creating the rapids. So number of rapids when just come to under, so that is the called as the called as a cascade. Okay, so in the case of the waterfall, number of waterfall we can find over there in India, that is number of waterfall, that's a Niagara. Okay, then in India you can say the Jog, one of the largest, you can say the largest, highest, you can say the rocks, you can say the waterfall in India. Okay, so this is all about the features we already discussed about the Vishay Valley, George Canyon, waterfall, rapids and cascade. Number of you can say the number of, you can say the features also you can find in the upper stage or the upper course of the river or the use stage of the river, but that is not significant as per your syllabus. Thank you for watching this video.